Hello and welcome to another Sassilization update build or video. I'll be going over some major changes that I've been working on over the past month and give you some updates on what game progress will be like in the next coming months. So first, I want to apologize for the lack of content. There's been a couple months that I have not been working on the game, but I got back to it and made some really big changes. So hopefully, um, one step, a couple big steps forward to uh, an alpha build. So the first thing I want to show is the ready up timer. So what I'm planning is when players are uh, joining the game map after leaving the hub, um, they'll be set to a ready timer. This should allow this should allow it so that people um, can load into the map and get ready, and or if they want to take like a quick break, they can do that. But honestly, it's just so that everyone can start at the same time and that people who are taking a while to load in, um, aren't left behind and aren't immediately like destroyed or losers because they can't catch up with everyone else. So I'll start it right now and show you what it's like. So as you can see, um, set it to the game start and gives a little timer here. The widget is, of course, not the best. I'll definitely try to polish that, but I just wanted to get a widget that works um, and something I can show. A lot of things, especially visual wise, are going to be polished and worked on. But as you can see, it starts at 4 minutes and it slowly counts down. This gives time that players can load into the map and talk and stuff. Um, and but if someone's taking too long, the game will continue over a certain time. It will eventually start. So I will click ready on the client. As you see, it says ready. And then I'll go over to the server client and I'll click ready. And the time will be reduced to 15 seconds. Once it realizes that all players are ready, so time will tick down and the game starts. And then people can pick whatever team they want and, get everything, um, game start. The next big thing I've been working on is redoing the placement of buildings and units. Originally, I had made a really crappy build for it, and it did not work with any multiplayer functions. But I've worked on extensively on it to get it so that it should not come up with too many multiplayer or network issues. So one player cannot put down a building even though they should, and the other can, um, even though they shouldn't. So I'll show it with both the server and the client. Um, if you press R, this puts you in placement mode. This means you can place your units down or buildings. You press 1, 2 to switch between units and buildings. Um, with buildings, you cannot place them too close to enemy buildings. So if I try to, place it down, nothing happens. And if I try to put it down next to enemy units, nothing happens. But if I'm far away enough, I should be able to place it down. And then going to units, um, again, it's the same idea as the buildings, but reversed. So units cannot be spawned next to, or cannot be spawned next to enemy buildings, nor can they be spawned out in the open. They have to be spawned within a certain radius of your building. And that's basically it. It's something simple, but it took a lot of making sure that there's no networking issues. There's nothing no problems. Next, I'll show it on the client side also, so that I can tell you or I can show you that it works both on the server and client. So again, if I want to place a building next to the cyan, nothing happens. But place it out in the open, spawned perfectly, and then I can place my units right next to it. And then of course, if I want to get out of placement mode and rather go to um, directing mode, I can press R again. The unit will go away, and now I can click on my units and direct them where to go. And that's basically it. Those were the two major changes. Um, Hopefully, they're not something I will need to fix or change too much. Um, I think that's basically it. Next, I want to talk about one small change, kind of something you can't really view right now because it only works in packaged products or packaged projects. I've added uh, advanced sessions and Steam plugins so that um, Steam web helper and Steam client stuff will work with the game. Um, so if you press Shift Tab, it'll open up friend menu, guide, all that kind of stuff. Though it won't, have, of course, stuff that most games have, since it's under the Steam test ID. It won't have, achievements, won't have guides, won't have its own community hub. It's mainly just used to uh, be able to attach to the Steam platform, so that rather than having your own file uh, on your computer, you can attach it to the Steam board and it works like a charm there. Um, so that's the third and last update. But I would like to give an update or a message, announcement, whatever, to what will be happening to Sassilization over the next couple months. Over the next couple months, I'll be leaving um, for a long time. We'll have very little access, basically no access to technology. Um, and so the progress on Sassilization will come to a halt. I, I'm sorry I couldn't get any sort of alpha build out, but I think this is for the best. Um, but once I get my access back to technology and my computer, um, progress in Sassilization will continue immediately, as soon as possible. And honestly, there's not too much left uh, core game wise to make for getting an alpha build out. I'll have to build the hub, I'll have to build um, code for the menu, I'll have to build code for uh, traveling from the hub to the game map, and then finally uh, code for end of the game when one person wins, where everyone in the game will be redirected back to the hub. Once I finish those off, I believe those will be the core things out, and I can ship out a alpha build, do a lot of bug testing, and then after that work on a lot of polishing, a lot of fixing, and a lot more updating. So that's all I want for this video. Thanks again for watching, and last but not least, Cyan Gang rules.